What's up, YouTube? It's your girl now.
What's up, Bree? What's up, Keith? What's up, Lisa? Damn, I want all three. Ooh, Ashley.
We are back with another story time. Okay, y'all. First, let's start off by I'm Nyla. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. And if you're not, what's up, y'all? Y'all know what it is. It's another story time. And so today, the story time I'm gonna be doing is my labor and delivery vlog kind of thing. So I'm gonna just tell y'all the story time about my labor and delivery, because I promise I tried to do a vlog for y'all. And I'm gonna insert some clips of me going into labor and just like what I did record, because I'm gonna be honest, y'all, that my phone was not in my mind right then, y'all. I was trying to
do deep breaths, and if you see me in the video, you gonna see how I was
doing my hardest, because in my mind I was just like, if you breathe, you know, contractions will feel a little better. So just very. And before we start the video, I just want to talk to y'all real quick. So, and don't say I said this every video, because this time
I cross my heart. I promise.
I'm going to start making videos. So we are going to start doing a little different content than what I usually do. I'm still going to be doing story times, but I'm also going to mix it up and do some like couple videos with my baby. And yeah, because I'm like, oh, y'all, I have my baby. No. Hey, period. No stomach. I actually miss my stomach, if we're being honest. Also, y'all go follow me on Instagram at your girl Nyla_, and on TikTok at your girl Nyla_2. And yeah, because I do post on TikTok a little more, and I'm gonna start posting on Instagram a little more. But y'all are my main focus. So I got y'all. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So, excuse me. I gave birth December 22nd at 6 o'clock. And the day before that, y'all, I packed my hospital bag the day before. Like, I don't know if it was just like something told me I was finna go into labor. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Me and my boyfriend kind of planned it, because she wasn't due till January 10th. And I was like, no, she need to come out, because during my doctor's appointment, she was measuring 2 weeks before, like 2 weeks ahead, right? And so I was like, this girl is going to be huge and she's going to tear me apart. So I was low-key kind of scared. And so I gave birth and I was 36 weeks, not 26. I was 36 weeks, and I was like, yeah, she ready. And so I was already dilated to her too, because the day before that Wednesday, I had went to the doctor. I had my doctor's appointment, and I was 2 centimeters dilated already. Like, I was like, she's coming. She wants to come. And so me and my boyfriend, the day before, I packed the hospital bag. I'm like talking to him, we packing it, and we just talking about like, I wonder what day it's gonna be, like how it's gonna be, We just, you know, talking about it. So later that night, around like 12, me and him ended up having sex, right? We was like, let's get it on real quick, because you know you can't have sex for the 6 weeks. And so we was just like, that's a long time, so let's go ahead and get the last memory in, right? And so we did. And then also I had bought the castor oil, right? And I was like doing research on it, read about it, watched TikToks. Like, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is gonna work. So around 12 o'clock, I took the castor oil, right? And like, I didn't take it. People were mixing it with like orange juice and all that other stuff. I didn't mix it with shit. I went in that kitchen, I said
1, 2, 3.
And I was like, oh, is that gonna be enough? Because I was reading that people were saying that if it's not gonna be enough, like if you don't take enough, you're just gonna be shitty. And so I was like, half. Like, I took a little quick. And then I drank Coke with it, right? So I did that, fell asleep. Y'all, 4 o'clock in the morning? At 4 o'clock in the morning, y'all, I woke up and it felt like I had to shit, right? Like my stomach was just kind of feeling weird. It was kind of tight, like I was having a contraction. It was kind of tight, and it didn't hurt bad, but I was like, ooh, I kind of got shit. Got up, y'all. I was on this toilet for 2 hours. Two hours. I'm sitting there, y'all. I kid you not. This how I was on the toilet. Like I was shitting my life away. Like I'm like all like this. I'm trying to like, I'm finna cry. I'm texting my friend Cam. I'm like, bitch, I am shitting my life away. Like she worked till 2 o'clock, so she was up. And y'all, I'm texting her like this. I'm like texting her all like this. I was shitting, and so I'm like, what the fuck, like, because the castor oil is a laxative, and so I'm like, bro, oh my gosh. So around 6 o'clock, I finally like, no, it was like 5:30, yeah, around 6 o'clock, I finally could get out. Oh my baby. Okay, so my bad. Gotta be a mom sometimes, you know. But I was like, I could get up off the toilet. I went back and laid down, and I was like, oh, like the contractions started getting a little tighter, right? And I was like, but in my head, I thought I was just shitty, like that it was just my stomach was just, you know, taking the laxative, your stomach just how you just got shit. Because they didn't feel like, in my head I was like, these can't be labor pains, because then it hurt. Well, it didn't really hurt, it was just like tight. And I was like, this can't be what people be screaming and crying about. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to labor. Maybe I'm just, you know, shitty. I lay back down, y'all. I try to go to sleep, but the contractions was literally like, it would happen for like a couple minutes, and then I'll be good for like an hour and a half, and then it'll come back. And so my boyfriend works, he gets up for work at 7 in the morning, right? So he get up for work, right? And I'm telling him, like, you know, my stomach getting tired, I'm having some contractions, whatever. He asking me, like, what, you want me to stay home? We can go to the hospital, duh. I was like, nah, because they wasn't close enough. So I was like, nah, go ahead, go to work, go. He go to work, y'all. When he leave for work, literally, like, as he was leaving, I jumped back on this toilet. I'm texting my friend again, like, bitch, this shit is something serious. Like, what the fuck? And so my stomach getting tight. I jump in the shower because I'm like, the heat, you know, the heat of untightening my stomach. That was my thought process, because you know when you're on your period, you know, a heating pad. So I jumped in the shower. I'm in the shower like this. And so I kid you not, between 7 and like 10:30, I got in the shower by 4 or 5.
Okay, I don't know if I'm in labor or what's going on, but these contractions aren't it. I'm finna get in the shower, and I'm trying to document everything for y'all, but
just trying to like ease it. And so by then I'm thinking like they got a little stronger, right? So I'm like, I probably am going into labor. I called my boyfriend mama. And wait, before I called my boyfriend mama, my mama called me at 7 in the morning talking about some, is you having that baby? And like out of nowhere. And I'm like, I don't know, girl. Like I'm telling her like all the things. She was like, okay, well, like keep me updated, da da da. All right, cool. So later on around 10, I called my boyfriend mama. I'm like, girl, I'm going through it. And I'm texting her and stuff. Like I was texting her and then I called her, and she's like, well, how far apart are they? I said, I don't know. I just know I be in pain and I don't be. I be in pain and I don't be. So I don't know. So y'all, around 11, I text my boyfriend like, we might have to go to the hospital when you get home from work. He get off at 5, right? Okay, 5. I told y'all I had that baby at 6, right? So he like, all right, cool. And I'm on the phone with his mama, because she like, all right, let me like count the contractions, like the time for you. And so I'm like, all right. So I tell her when they start. So right now it's around like 12. I'm on the phone with her. I'm like, okay, it's starting. She do it. She like timing. I was like, it stopped. All right. Next will come. And she like, Nala, these a couple minutes apart. Like, you need to go to the hospital now. You can't wait. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to the labor. I'm finna have a baby. I don't know what the hell to do, y'all. So I text my boyfriend. Or I'm like, all right. I tell her, I'm like, let me call Ty. So I get on the phone with him. I'm like, I'm trying to breathe. I'm like, babe, you need to come home now. Like, we need to go to the hospital now. So he on the phone, like, trying to talk to his man, like, she going into labor. Like, I gotta go. She going into labor. So they let him go, y'all, right? He come home. I'm sitting here still, like, trying to breathe. I'm like, he like, what I do? I'm like, grab the car seat, grab the bags. Come on, we gotta go. Y'all, I beat this nigga in the car. I'm like, did you pack your bag? Like, I'm making sure he got everything. This nigga, y'all, I kid you not, I was gonna cuss this nigga out. I'm waiting in the car. I'm gonna show y'all the video. I'm waiting in the car. This nigga ran back inside to get his game in the TV. Y'all, Ty taking his precious ass time. I'm finna fuck him up. Oh my gosh. This nigga went and got his TV in the fucking game. I'm finna whoop his ass. I'm like, bro, you playing? You're playing. Like, you can't be dead ass. And so, I'm like, trying to breathe. We make it to the hospital, right? You gotta do a little signing. So I walk in, she's like, any signs of a stroke? I said, no, I think I'm going into labor. She was like, oh, okay, let me get a nurse. She get the nurse, they get a wheelchair. Cause y'all, I really couldn't walk that back. I couldn't walk that much. But still, I am dramatic. I'm dramatic as fuck. So like, the pain wasn't really that bad at all. It was just like, it felt like a tighter period cramp. It did put you in a chokehold though. I was in a chokehold. I couldn't really talk. But it wasn't like, I'm finna cry. And before we left the house, so mind you, my water didn't break or anything. And then like how the mucus plug come out, I didn't see it. I still to this day don't remember when my mucus plug came out because I don't remember seeing it. And so before we left the house though, I was like, my water didn't break, but it was like leaking, right? And I'm like, oh shit. So they take us up to the room. I sign the papers, whatever, cool. They give me the thing, they like put the stuff over you where they see like your contractions and all that, right? Before we go into the labor and delivery room. So I'm in there, they're like, all right, let me check your cervix, let's see how much you dilated, da da da. She stick her hand in there. Y'all, I'm at a 5. She told me something, oh yeah, you're at about 5 centimeters. I said, ooh, okay. So I'm having a baby today. She's like, yeah, she should be here before dinner. I was like, oh, so I'm having a baby not only today, but real soon. Because at this point, it's about like 1 something. So I'm like, real soon. All right. Okay. So I'm sitting there, y'all, and literally on the way to the room, I start crying. But not because of the pain, but just because, like, if you know me, you know, like, my grandma passed away, and she was, like, my person for real. And we always used to talk about, like, when I had a baby, she would be, like, always babysitting and all that. And she was the person in our family that always babysit. So I was like, it just hit me like, dang, like, my grandma not gonna be here and she don't get to see the baby, all that. And so I started crying, whatever. My boyfriend like, it's okay, da da da. We finally make it to like the labor and delivery room. They put me in the room. Y'all, while before we get to the room, when she checking my cervix, she broke my water, right? Y'all, that's when them contractions hit me in my chest. Once she did that, then they start getting real intense. Like, I was like, I still didn't cry. Like, I didn't cry the whole time. But then I didn't want nobody talking to me. I had to focus on breathing. And so when I was in the room, she was like, oh, are you getting an epidural? Da, da, da. I said, yep. yep. And she was like, okay. I was like, when can I get that? ASAP. I need that in my back ASAP. Come on with it. And she's like, oh, you can get it whenever you want. And she's like, but we do have to do fluids first, so just remember that. I said, okay, well, go ahead and do the fluids now. When I get to the labor and delivery room, then the fluids should be done and get that in my back. So she's like, okay, so she doing it. I'm in the labor and delivery room now, and Ty's like trying to talk to me through it, whatever. Then this nigga get on live, start messing with me. He talking about she have a baby, she in pain, like just, messing with me. And I'm looking at him like, get this fucking camera out of my face. Like, I was in like pain, so why are you, like, you're playing. Like, if you know Ty, he played too much. And I knew he was gonna be like that. Like, he really was keeping me like smiling and laughing. And so he come over there like trying to rub on me, and I'm like looking at him, I'm like, babe, I love you, but don't touch me right now. Like, I felt like anybody that touched me, you was just gonna add a contraction on to it. And so I'm sitting there laying down, y'all. I keep looking at this damn fluid like, when this whole finna go out? This fluid taking forever. And so finally the fluid come out. My friend Cam and all them, like Cam, my sister, and my mama had came.
Well, yeah.
Oh no, it's only it's only, what was that? Cause the water. And I'm like, Cam, go get the fucking doctor. Like, I'm telling my boyfriend, go get the doctor, tell him this fluid is out and I need the epidural in my back now. And so they like, go do it. And she was like, oh, they gotta wait for the doctor to come and do it. Where the fuck are you? Where are you? And so at this point, I don't need the damn epidural. Like, I'm gonna get birth right here. Which I'm glad he still came and did it. But by the time he gave me that epidural, I was at 7 centimeters. And so he gave it to me. And if you ever been in labor or just know, when they give you the epidural, they, push it through or whatever. But there's a button you can push that pumps the medicine in. You can only press it every 10 minutes. Y'all, I had a timer on my phone. Every 10 minutes I was, Even when I still couldn't feel nothing, I was still making sure. I wanted to make sure I ain't feel a gosh dang thing. Like, I was pressing that button. And so, y'all, the contraction started, at first they was just in my stomach, like before she broke my water and all that. Then they started going in my coochie, in my stomach, in my back. And that's why I was pressing that button so many times. And so, me laying down or whatever, like waiting for the epidural to work, it stopped. I stopped having the contractions, like stopped feeling the contractions in my stomach, in my back. But in my coochie, they were still punching me. And so I'm telling the nurse, like, this not working. And so she's like, okay, let me go get the doctor. He come in there talking about oh yeah, somebody should have told you the epidural isn't 100%. You're not gonna not feel nothing. Like, a lot of people still feel a little bit. What you mean? I thought this whole put me on some drugs and I wasn't gonna feel nothing. And so I'm like, I just said okay, because at this point it's better than what I was feeling. And so the nurse come back in and she was like, are you feeling better? Like, is it working now? And I was like, no, I still feel it in my coochie. And she was like, well, your bladder could be full. Let's empty that out. Y'all, when she emptied that bladder, I didn't feel anything. Like, anything. Like, she was like touching my legs, all that. I couldn't feel nothing. They had to grab my legs and put it on the thing when it was time for me to give birth, right? I'm like, at this point, she's checking me and she's like, oh yeah, so we're gonna do some practice pushes.
Go ahead and hit that button down.
And so I'm like, all right. And she had to tell me, like, when I was having a contraction, because I could not feel nothing. Like, I'm sitting there laughing and playing now. Like, it was the best time ever once I couldn't feel nothing. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, she's like, all right, push. I'm like, you know, pushing my life away. I'm pushing. And she's like, oh, okay, stop. Because I guess the baby was finna come out. And so she's like, oh, I can see the baby's head. Y'all, my first question is, she got hair? She got hair on her head? If you know me, that was my biggest fear, is to have a bald-headed baby. Like, I was gonna love her regardless. But I just wanted my baby to have some hair on her head. And so she was like, yeah, she has a lot of hair. And so she like grabs some of the baby hair and like pulls it out my coochie and like, who wants to see the hair? And so
yeah, her hair is right here. Anybody want to see?
Yeah.
Or do you want anybody to see? Okay.
She got hair?
Yeah. You see her hair in there, Dad?
Bet she got hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
boyfriend goes down there to see like her hair coming out. My mom sees it. And so I tell my mom, like, take pictures. She's taking pictures, whatever. And so the doctor comes in. She's like, all right, are you ready? I'm like, yeah. Push. Y'all, kid you not, I wasn't even pushing that long. Like, maybe 10 minutes, if that. Couple pushes, she was out. They wipe it down real quick. Tossed on my little chick.
Hi, Dad. Thank you. You got good hands.
And then I just start crying. Because her little cry, and she's just the cutest thing ever. And I was just like, oh my God. And I looked at my boyfriend, and he's just like looking at us, smiling. I'm like, I have a family. Like, y'all, it was pure joy. And so, afterwards, she's like sitting there, and they're telling me like, do, you know, skin to skin and all that, right? While we were doing skin to skin, she's sewing me up because apparently I ripped, right? Or I tore. And so my boyfriend looking at her, because I don't know the truth. I don't know because I ain't feel it. But apparently, like, she was the reason I tore. And so he's like looking at her, and she's sewing me up, whatever. And she leaves because, you know, they don't stay for long. And yeah, y'all, I was in shock. And the first night that we stayed there, I was still shocked that was my baby. Like, the baby was next to me, and probably like an hour after she was born, the nurse comes in and she's like, oh, did she pee or poop? And I'm looking like, why I gotta change it? Like, ain't y'all supposed to change it? And I was just like, oh shit, that is my baby. Let me change it. And so, you know, I'm changing her and all that. And I still couldn't feel my legs, so they had to like pull her to me. And yeah, y'all, it was amazing. And I still didn't feel my legs because I kept pushing that damn button. I didn't feel my legs till like the next day. But yeah, y'all, I can't wait to have more. Like, it was so fun. Not fun, but like, I just really enjoyed like that moment. Like, that moment was amazing to me. And now I have a 3-week-old. Oh my gosh, she's 3 weeks. She's growing up so fast. But yeah, so that was my labor and delivery, y'all. It really wasn't easy. Like, not gonna lie, I really had a pretty easy pregnancy and labor. But this after this postpartum care, this is probably the hardest part of my like the whole thing. The pregnancy, labor, delivery, postpartum is definitely what's kicking my ass. But I'm gonna do it 5 to 6 times more. So, but thanks for watching, and turn my notifications on because y'all will be getting a video every week or every 2 weeks. Don't quote me on it every week, but you can quote me on it every 2 weeks. Bye.
What's up, Bree? What's up, Keith?